Hello there, and welcome to my guide on how to train your skills for the new upcoming leagues. For players who are unaware of, RuneScape Catalyst is a temporary game mode that will be starting from September 15th and end on November 10th. Players will have 2 months on a fresh Ironman account to work on as many achievements as possible to compete on the new high scores. Players can expect your XP rates to be boosted massively, and you'll be able to complete tasks to earn powerful relics that do change how you fight, skill, and interact with the world, along with a new task system and the ability to unlock tradeable rewards at the end of the event. The very first skill we'll be going over will be agility. So make your way to the Brimhaven course. It does cost 200 coins. This is mainly depending if Canifis will be a locked region. Then you want to simply use this rope swing right here. Then, without moving, you're going to change your camera angle so you face northwest a little bit and zoom in so that you're at the very end of the rope swing, that little ball. Go to your equipment tab and you want to enable the greater sure-footed aura. This is usually the second aura and it prevents you from failing any obstacles. Then you simply want to click and do not move your mouse at all. Instead, what you can do is play around with your zoom camera where it should line up perfectly fine. Now, doing this method, you can expect to get about 14,400 agility experience without any multiplier, so it could be even quicker. Once players do have 20 agility, you're now able to do the pressure pads within the Brimhaven course, and that's it. You pretty much want to go back and forth. If you're doing this tick perfectly, you can get about 35,000 agility experience per hour. Now, if you do miss a couple of ticks and you're somewhat AFKing this, you can expect to get about 28,000 experience per hour. Now, if we do have access to Canifis, the region, you need to have completed the Priest and Perils quest. Make your way where I am at the minimap to Nature's Grotto. Then you want to zoom in and you want to stand on this exact east tile. Now, you simply want to click it and it should line up perfectly fine. You're able to do this forever as there is a 100% success rate. Now, this is actually the best possible agility X rate per hour, giving you about 20,800 experience per hour. This is even better than the Brimhaven methods, but I will be going over those just in case Canifis is a locked region or not. Once you are sick and tired of the pressure pads from 52 agility, you want to go to the Wilderness course that does require the demonic skull, which is about 550k cash, and you'll be doing this course from 52 all the way up until 85, and then from 85 and onwards you'll be doing the Anachronia course. So hopefully this place is not packed with a lot of PKers, and enjoy the agility grind. The fastest and easiest method of training cooking is by going to the Port Serum Lodestone. We'll be training our NPC. You see these 10 sardines worth 10 coins. You want to purchase all of them. And notice how quickly he does restock this. This combined with the trees nearby, you're able to get from 1 up into about 50 cooking very, very quickly and cheap. Once players have unlocked archaeology from 5 all the way up until 30, we'll be doing the Samanic Silk found at the Alcria dig site instead of actually focusing on the artifact route, and this is because the material cache are actually better experience while you are starting off. Just remember to upgrade your Matic every 10 levels. Construction is a very, very simple method, and this is by doing the new foundation quest, which anyone is able to do on release. You can get from 1 all the way up until 45 construction simply by doing this quest. But you will need 96 planks, so that is 96 logs, and you'll need 352 limestone bricks, which conveniently enough the NPC bill does sell nearby, so you're able to just trade it. And then you'll want to go to this process sawmill, in which case you'll be able to make the logs into planks, then the planks into refined mahogany planks, then you're able to construct the frames. You'll be doing this all the way up until 99 construction. For both attack and strength, I highly suggest players to do the waterfall quest, and this is because it takes 9 minutes. Doing so, you'll get from 1 all the way up until 30 attack and strength, and this will save you hours. Afterwards, you're then able to kill hill giants. Now, if you do like a little bit more questing, you are able to do the fight arena quest, and the Tree Gnome Village. This should get you about 47 attack without any multipliers. The fastest way to train crafting, and this is from 20. This does involve having 25 Dungeoneering and 2,000 dungeon tokens for the gem bag. This is because mining out the Alchria gem rocks is by far the fastest way from 25 crafting up until 89. And this is because then players have access to the gates of Elena's Skinning Walls. However, that one, I believe you will have to do about 14 quests. So that is quite lengthy. And for leagues, we do not yet know if we're able to skip full quest lines or maybe partial. Next up will be the worst skill possible, and this is because it is massively time locked. That will be Divination. At the start of every hour for 10 minutes, players are able to go to any Energy Rift, which the easiest is the Faldor Lodestone, run directly east. Then you're able to enter the Rift. Do that little minigame, and you'll be doing this from 1 up until 99 or even 200 mil. However, from 70 Divination and up, you are able to do Dungeoneering Divination. Dungeoneering will be a bit of a boring skill, and this is mainly depending how it will be incorporated on leagues if we were able to do it with other players. Now, if we can do it with other players, you'll actually be able to train Divination, crafting, fishing, and woodcutting very, very efficiently. However, if you're able to just solo it, the best way for training crafting is also buying the lowest tier hides. So let's buy some hides, scroll down, and we're buying thread. Then you want to click on the thread. We're making the plate bodies. Once you have made them, you are able to sell it to the general store. He will give you about 70% of your cash back, and you'll be getting some insane crafting experience. But keep in mind that the monster's rusty coin drops is dependent on your defense level. So the higher defense, the more value coins on average you can expect to get, which means you'll be able to buy even more. Farming will be a very quick skill, and this is by completing the quest Recipe for Disaster, Saving the Goblins. This should take about 6 minutes. You'll get from 1 all the way up until 15 farming. Then you just want to go to Ardoing, touch the manure behind the house to the north until you're 17. Afterwards, we do have access to the beehives located in the southeast area of the Ardoing farm, and this does require 20 construction, which luckily if you have completed the new foundations quest, you'll have 45 at this point. Now, there's one little thing, and then that is you'll need 189 wood leaves, which does cost 4,825 coins every single day. Now, you want to put these wood leaves in the beehives, and then every hour you're able to check. However, it has a maximum of 27 hours. So I like to do this as a daily, and this is the best and fastest way to get 80 or even 99 farming. Then you're able to utilize the farm, since you're able to then have access to higher tier animals. Firemaking will be a very simple skill, and starting off you'll want a total of 46 logs. You can either do this by world hopping at the top of the Lumbridge Castle. However, since Leagues is coming, we'll probably have about 2 or 3 worlds, so that method will be pretty much ruined. Instead, you want to start the new foundations quest, trade Bill, and he will sell you 20 logs. Then you just simply want to right click the log, light, use the log on the fire, and you're able to AFK. You'll need a total of 46 logs to get from 1 to 15, and then you're able to do oak, and then from 30 you're able to do willow, and then so on. It's pretty straightforward, but it is heavily reliant on actually the woodcutting skill. Once you're 30 firemaking and you have completed the sea slug quest and fishing contest, this will take about 12 minutes on a fresh account. You'll get from 1 all the way up until 27 fishing. Then you're able to do salmon and trout at the barbarian village, but keep in mind that this does require feathers, and you'll be doing this all the way up until about 60, in which case then you want to gain access to Menopause, which does require the Jack of Spades quest completed. Then you're able to do Menopause up until 99 or even the Ghostly Souls, but keep in mind, Ghostly Souls you'll need a lot of sign-up orders for. For Fletching, players will need to get 58 logs and 58 bronze bars so that you're able to make headless arrows, shafts into bronze arrows. You'll be doing this from 1 to 52. And then from 52, you're able to do broad arrow sets. However, that does require 200 Slayer points to actually make broad sets, or you're able to do mithril darts. Now from 82 onwards, you want to complete the extinction quest and do the Zygamite hair cutting up until 99. For Herblore, honestly your only method is doing the dig site quest from 10 to 21, including the Shades of Morton, and then you want to abuse the Jack of Trades, Daily Aura, Herby Werby, quest lamps, all that good stuff until you actually do get about 85, in which case then you're able to do the extinction quest and you're able to get 65,000 daily Herblore experience. Once you are 30, 50, 70, or even 90 farming, you're able to go to Head's Oasis and you're able to collect these flowers. Keep these flowers as they will be needed for training Hunter in this area. First off, this one will be a bit controversial, and that is that the real #1 method of training Hunter is by doing the Kabet Burrow box traps as a daily. Once your Hunter level is high enough, you are then able to do the whirly gigs at Head's Oasis. But keep in mind, this does kind of rely on you having to do a lot of farming so that you're able to get the supplies. Or you're also able to do salamanders and gray and red chinchompas, which do benefit for your range skill for chinning at the abyss. And then of course, once you get about 84 Hunter, you do have benefits of collecting Jadinkos for those powerful Juju potions that will help you on pretty much every other gathering skill. Training magic is so easy. You want to go to the Birthday Rosewell, go directly east a little bit, and you will want to claim these free 30 mine runes. And you can also collect the body runes, although those do cost money. Then go to your magic spellbook, make sure the little lock icon is unlocked and you're able to drag the curse onto your action bar. You're able to right click, customize keybind, and now let's go and find some rabbits. So use the spell on the rabbit and do this forever. You are able to do this all the way up until about 45 or even 30 magic, in which case, yes, you are able to technically do the circus mini game, which you're able to get on average from 1 all the way until 18 right off the bat. Then from 30, do Evil Dave's Big Day Out quest. It will get you from 30 to 45 magic. Then afterwards, you're able to do combat at Hill Giants to get 60. And now for the hardest skill ever, mining. You want to do the Plague City quest, which will bring you from 1 all the way up until 15. This does take about 9 minutes, and then you're able to collect and mine copper and tin a lot quicker, which you'll need a handful for pretty much your smithing gains, and you'll need 58 bars for your fletching gains as well. And then afterwards, every 10 levels, you pretty much want to go and upgrade your pickaxe and then go to the next skilling node. Next up will be prayer. The best way will be killing blue dragons that is directly north of the goblin village, or you could also do some quests. That'll be the Restless Coast, Merlin's Crystal, and the Holy Grail to get you from 1 all the way to 29. Then you simply want to kill these blue dragons, which conveniently enough will also train your other combat skills. Then once you have these dragon bones, make your way to the Wilderness Lowstone, and we'll be running east so that we are south of the Graveyard of Shadows. Then you'll simply want to right click, offer bones, and this will pretty much act as a gilded altar. You'll be doing this up until either 75 or 99. It just depends if you want to do a lot of Vindicta for prayer bones, or you could start killing those blue dragons forever depending on the prayer multipliers. Now that you have a very high hunter level, I assume you have caught in a lot of chinchompas. For that, we'll be going into the wilderness and killing monsters at the abyss. And mechanized chinchompas are even better. But basically, how chinchompas act is that every single ability will act as an AoE, meaning you're able to kill so many of them at a same time. But there's one other problem. You will heavily be reliant on the vampirism aura, so do keep an eye on that. Make your way to the east of Birkdorp Lowstone. We'll be speaking to Tam. Go through the options and hit option 1 for yes please. He will give you a wig hood. Afterwards, right click it and we'll be going to the Runecrafting Guild. From here, we'll be going to the low level rune spam. Once you're here, you should see floating essence. You want to collect them. Then you should see little water monster S-lings you want to collect from it. You will only be able to get 5 runes before they do die, but once they have died, you'll get plus 50 rune essence. Then you should see some skilling wisp. These last between 5 seconds to 4 minutes. You'll be doing this for pretty much 1 all the way up into about 70 runecrafting. Afterwards, then you want to do the abyss with the demonic skull, although keep an eye on PKers for that. I highly suggest players to train Slayer by going to the Raptor, and this is because he will assign a lot of undead monsters which you're able to benefit from using the Salve Amulet. Now, there is another option, and this is by doing a Reaper task from Death, but you will need 60 combat, and this is so that you're able to kill the mole. Now, once you are 65 combat, Death will start assigning you King Black Dragon, so you will have to be careful for that. And then you pretty much just want to repeat this forever. Smithing, everyone's favorite skill. You want to go to a furnace, and this highly depends on the amount of ore you have mined. But just in case players are new, you want to go to the core ore on the left side, click on copper ore, click on the very middle to make sure you're making bronze bars. This is mainly noticeable if you're clicking, let's say, iron. Sometimes it will make steel bars instead of the iron, so you do have to keep an eye on it. Then you just want to begin project. Now, the bars will be filling up in your inventory. All you want to do is right click the furnace and deposit all. As for the smithing portion, you want to go to the anvil, click on the bar again, and then here you're able to click on any item. Right here, you are able to make 1 or a full inventory. And then if we zoom in, you'll notice that there is a little orange bar decreasing. Once it is fully decreased, your smithing speed will be cut in half. You want to click on the forge to reheat it, and then click on the anvil. Additionally, players are able to get from 1 to 32 smithing right off the bat once you have completed the Knight Sword quest. But you will need to have, I believe, 10 or 11 mining. Once you are 5 thieving, we'll be stealing from the bakery stall that's located south of the Caterpie. Keep an eye on this card, since every new game mode, people do like to lure this monster. We'll be doing these bakery stalls from 5 all the way up until 35. Then you want to complete the Jack of Spades aura to do the Gullible Tourist up until 62. From 62 onwards, you want to do the safe cracking minigame. As a little side note, yes, you are able to do the thieving doors under Lumbridge. However, since Leagues has very limited amount of worlds, that is not considered a viable method, because usually you need about 13 worlds per player for yourself before they all reset. And lastly, we have woodcutting. The best way to train this skill is by making your way to the Caterpie Lowstone, and we'll be cutting the oak, willow, maple, and yew trees nearby. Now there is a bit of an option, and that is you can either fletch these for fletching experience, or you're able to burn those logs for firemaking. And as a added bonus, once you're 82 woodcutting, you do have access to the overgrown idols on Karamja. Those will be your method until 99 woodcutting, but you will not get any type of logs, so it's pretty much a double-edged sword.